Hisuian Decidueye might be one of the most confusing Pokemon in the Pokemon post-home metagame. Its design screams awesomeness, its signature move seems legit, its move pool, its hidden ability, but then we get to its viability, and that's a major question. But let's talk about why it seems so good on paper and why theoretically in the beginning of this format more people were trying to experiment and make this thing work. First off, its great hidden ability in Scrappy, which basically is able to allow it to hit ghost types with fighting and normal type moves while being immune to Intimidate, which is one of the best abilities he could have had. Considering Pokemon like Terra Ghost Tinglu, Goldango, and Intimidate Lando T is running around, it actually helps out against a lot. Hisuian Decidueye even has great utility moves like Knock Off, Defog, U-Turn, Roost, and Swords Dance, which in my opinion helps round out its move pool near the end. And Knock Off especially is already having a limited distribution in this generation, so having that as an option can really be special. Defog helps get rid of hazards and the impending screens that are everywhere in the matches it seems like these days. U-Turn helps pivot out, and Roost helps out with longevity, not to mention Swords Dance sets can help increase its offensive potency. This coupled with the fact it has not that bad of a move consisting of Leaf Blade, Shadow Sneak, Brave Bird, Sucker Punch, and his signature move of Triple Arrow. Triple Arrow is a 90 base physical typing move with some of the most insane secondary effects ever, being a high crit chance, flinch chance, and a 50% chance to lower the defense stage by 1. It kinda reminds me of the controversial move of Direct Claw in the sense it has a couple of secondary effects attached to one move. But see, the big underlying issue with this Pokemon has got to be its stats. I mean, my god, Game Freak, really? We couldn't give one of the most lovable starter lines a good Hisuian competitive form. All it's got to show is a badass new design until it becomes a rubber chicken in competitive singles. 112 attack isn't all out amazing, and I think it would have been fine had it had like a base 105 speed or something of that nature. And I don't know why, but how do you go from min-maxing Ursaluna to them basically handing us this Pokemon that has a both 95 special attack stat and a 112 attack stat with poor speed? It doesn't make any sense. They could have easily taken off like 30 points from special attack and flipped this thing to a pure 142 physical attack stat or something to that effect. But you know where else it could have also been? Speed. Like base 60 speed for especially a mixed attacker? Are you kidding me? I thought this thing was supposed to be on paper a super hyper offensive Pokemon, but its stats really tell a different story. This is very crucial for a couple of reasons. Base 60 speed essentially neglects the opportunity to use Triple Arrow and get that flinch chance because by the time you make a move, the opponent has already made its move. It's too slow and typing definitely does not help. You would think a slow, more bulky Mon would have at minimum a good typing to have it stick around longer, but in the post-home metagame, Grass and Fighting has got to be one of the worst type combinations currently speaking of. Not only are you weak to flying 4 times, but you're also weak to common threats like Baxcalibur, Enamorus, Hoopon Bound, Glow King, Sneasler, etc. The list goes on and on. That is, by the way, too many weaknesses to some of the most meta's most defining Pokemon yet. Before I keep talking about this bird, however, I do have a very important announcement to make to all of you guys right now. We are on the road to 8K subscribers and I need your guys' help. I make competitive Pokemon content like this all the time, and if you guys are enjoying this video, you guys will definitely like what's coming in the future. A lot of you guys who are watching are not subs, so if you guys enjoy, it really means a lot for you guys' support. Anyways, back to the video. I don't think though, again, this is all that bad. It might have been more useful had it had a better attack stat and speed. Seriously though, like an offensive polarizing Pokemon on paper does not need special attack investment and does not need bulk. Like Grass Fighting isn't a type combo for bulk. It's supposed to be more of an offensive powerhouse when I think of it. And not only does it have a huge glare defensively, but this really shows offensively since it can get countered real fast. It probably runs a set like Triple Arrow, Knock Off, Swords Dance, and Leaf Blade, but that kind of gets hard walled by Static Zapdos, Amoonguss, Dragonite, etc. Like again, all popular meta threats. And you want to know why? It's because 112 attack stat isn't that crazy, so it needs its sources to push throughout serious offensive pressure. Sure, you might want to say, let's get our Swords Dance for Brave Bird, but that doesn't help the issue when paired up against flying types in general because the issue is still there. Its coverage is fine until you hit that point. And again, I think it would have been totally fine with its coverage move hole had it had like a base maybe like 130 attack stat so it can at least dish out hard damage if not do a pretty good amount of damage. Yes, Terastalization is a pretty good option for this Pokemon, but having to sacrifice a Terra to a not so sure win con on your side while it helps against some of the threats may not be all that smart. Like again, you do not want to Terra to something that you don't even know will be good for you long term. Like just for that moment, like I guess in some situations it makes sense, but especially for this Pokemon where it might be like a one move Andy type of thing, that's just not viable. That's not just it's not feasible. You would rather Terra Enamorus, Hoopa, etc. All Pokemon that provide fast offensive pressure much better than Hisuian Decidueye could ever be. Or a Terra key defensive Pokemon like Garganacl or Tinglu. Like, wasting a Terra on this thing in hopes you're gonna get your opponent off guard isn't reliable in my estimation, and frankly, it's more so a downgrade on your side if you're going to Terra. And even if you still want to Terra this thing, you have to remember with this hazard-filled metagame right now, the chances are it's going to live the light of day after rocks, after spikes, and stuff like that is very slim. Not to mention there's a bunch of damage coming across from your opponent to begin with. So that's a lot of damage to take before it can even do its terastalizing move or terastalize for defensive pressure. It's going to take a ton of damage first. And again, heavy duty boots might seem a good option, but then you're critically weak on offense again, as if you weren't already. Finally, you have to ask the big question. Is this a Pokemon worth using over Meowscarada, who provides 10 times the utility in battle because of its speed, or Breloom with choice span sets, or defensive Amoonguss? Like, the answer is an emphatic oh hell no. You would definitely not use it over those Pokemon, at least right now and how it's positioned. I'm happy we got another knockoff into Fog User, but I'm not so happy with the treatment Hisuian Decidueye got in this generation, or I guess in Pokemon Legends Arceus. If this thing was poised to be better offensively with better stats and all that, I could see a place where it could thrive as a mid to late game sweeperish Pokemon, even with its grass and fighting type, but sadly, this is the result we got instead. I would like to say it will thrive in New U, but Talonflame is down there, so we should see to that effect. Like, I don't know if it's going to be even better than its regular form at this rate, but I also might be jumping to conclusions, so let me not get ahead of myself that fast. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and if you guys haven't already, join the Discord as well, link in the description down below. Thanks for watching.